Hello, friends. Today we're going to talk about one of the most misunderstood organizations of modern times, the Church of Satan. But is it true that Satanists worship the devil? They practice human sacrifices? Are they involved in occult conspiracies? Or do they promote immorality? Sounds terrifying, doesn't it? But how much of this is actually true? The answer is none of it. These are just stereotypes spread by the media, movies, and human imagination. Today, we'll dive into what the Church of Satan really is, how it was founded, and why it sparked so much controversy. Thus, the Church of Satan was founded in 1966 on Walpurgisnacht by Anton LaVey in San Francisco. This is the first organization in human history to officially declare Satanism as its ideology. The biography of Anton LaVey is often the subject of discussion. Musician, writer, actor, and philosopher. It is known that LaVey was born in 1930 in Chicago and grew up in California. He became one of the most controversial figures of the 20th century thanks to the creation of the Church of Satan and the formulation of the philosophy of modern Satanism. LaVey was a creative personality. He learned to play the organ, which later helped him create the atmosphere during rituals. He worked in circuses and theaters, and this experience significantly influenced his worldview. He observed people who spent their Saturdays drinking in strip clubs and then rushed to church on Sundays. He was convinced that religions often suppress natural human desires instead of helping people live in harmony. He saw the contrast between how people behaved in public and their true nature. Later, LaVey worked as a crime photographer for the police, documenting crime scenes. This work further sharpened his vision of human nature. He witnessed violence, malice, and hypocrisy, which strengthened his conviction. People are not as moral as they pretend to be. Religion merely hides their true nature.
It doesn't bother me because I have no axe to grind with Christianity. I feel that if Christians are good Christians, they want to be Christians, fine, if it's working for them. Same with any other religion. The only thing that I would preach would be that people that aren't successfully enjoying their lives as much as they should might sort of flip the coin over and see what's on the other side.
LaVey deeply studied magic, occultism, and mythology. In the 1960s, he began hosting black masses in his home, famously known as the Black House in San Francisco. These were theatrical rituals that attracted journalists, celebrities, and those seeking an alternative to traditional religions. LaVey consistently used vivid imagery and rituals to draw attention to his ideas. His life was filled with contradictions, eccentricity, and a relentless search for philosophical answers to complex questions about human existence. This ultimately inspired him to establish the Church of Satan, which became a reflection of his personal beliefs.
Who ordained you a satanic priest?
I would say probably I received the call.
You mean one day the devil said, go out, Anton LaVey, and give people hell? Huh? Is that what happened?
That's about it. That's about it. Because people like to have a hell of a time, don't they?
But why Satan? LaVey did not believe in Satan as a real being. He chose Satan as a symbol to oppose religious hypocrisy and restraint, which he consistently criticized.
The concept of God has given the world much beautiful music, many beautiful works of art, and certainly I feel God exists, but the name for God, of course, is different for many different people, and I feel that God is that force, whatever God one chooses to pray to or to command. In the case of Satanism, rather than pray, I feel whatever God exists should be the God that carries a person along, that carries them through, that makes them a better person, that makes them live a better life, and naturally a more pleasant life. And I feel that you have to be kind to yourself, indulgent to yourself, before you know what it's like to be kind to others.
In 1969, Anton LaVey wrote and published the Satanic Bible. This is the primary text of the Church of Satan, outlining its philosophy and key principles. So, what is this book about? It is not a religious text in the conventional sense, but rather a manifesto of individualism. The book is divided into 4 sections. The Book of Satan, a critique of traditional religion. The Book of Lucifer, wisdom and knowledge. The Book of Belial, rituals and magic. The Book of Leviathan, the emotional aspects of life. It is important to understand that the Satanic Bible does not advocate worshiping Satan as an evil or supernatural entity. Instead, it teaches the acceptance of human nature, the enjoyment of life, and the importance of taking responsibility for one's actions. The core idea of Satanism is that every individual is their own God, with complete freedom to define their own life path. The organization critiques traditional religions for their dogmatic restrictions and condemnation of natural human desires. One of the most fascinating sections in the Satanic Bible is the 9 satanic statements. Let's take a closer look at these statements. The first statement tells us, Satan represents indulgence, not abstinence. This is a call to enjoy life and not deny your desires, as long as they don't harm others. The second, Satan represents vital existence, not spiritual pipe dreams. In other words, focus on real life, not on promises of an otherworldly paradise. The third, Satan represents undefiled wisdom, not hypocritical self-deceit. This encourages seeking truth and real knowledge instead of living in self-delusion. The fourth statement says, Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it, not love wasted on ingrates. This means offering your kindness to those who value it rather than to those who exploit your generosity. The fifth, Satan represents vengeance, not turning the other cheek. Justice has its place, and there is nothing wrong with retribution for harm done. The sixth, Satan represents responsibility to the responsible, not concern for psychic vampires. It teaches not to waste your energy on people who only drag you down. The seventh, Satan views man as just another animal, sometimes better, sometimes worse than those who walk on all fours. This reminds us that we are part of nature, and our instincts are an inherent part of who we are. The eighth statement says, Satan represents all so-called sins as they lead to physical, mental, or emotional gratification. In other words, sins like pride or desire are what make us human. And the ninth, Satan has been the best friend the church has ever had, as he has kept it in business all these years. This statement reflects the idea that the fear of Satan has always helped traditional religions maintain control over their followers.
The story is that I think that the devil has been the guy that's kept the church in business for many, many years. Without him and the concept of evil, where would the church be?
In addition to the statements, the Church of Satan also offers a list of sins to avoid. These highlight what you should not waste your time and energy on. They include stupidity. This is the cardinal sin. Ignoring facts and rejecting knowledge always leads to problems. Pretentiousness. Don't try to appear better than you are if there's nothing to back it up. Solipsism. Don't assume that everyone thinks the same way you do. This can lead to disappointment. Self-deceit. Be honest with yourself and avoid creating illusions that hinder your progress. Herd conformity. Don't follow the crowd if it contradicts your logic. Lack of perspective. See the bigger picture in life and consider the long-term consequences of your actions. Forgetfulness of past traditions. Don't disregard the lessons of history and cultural values. Counterproductive pride. Don't let your pride get in the way of your success. Lack of aesthetics. Beauty and harmony are important in everything, from appearance to actions. The Church of Satan remains an active organization today, attracting those who seek an alternative to traditional religions. Who can join? Anyone who shares LaVey's ideas. However, to become a member of the organization, an individual must reach the age of majority as defined by the laws of their country. According to the organization's policies, all members are encouraged to abide by the laws of their country and municipality. The Church of Satan reserves the right to terminate the membership of individuals involved in illegal activities. Where do they gather? There are no official temples or weekly meetings. Rituals are conducted privately or in small groups. Are members forced to do anything? No, the Church of Satan does not force anyone to perform rituals or adopt a specific lifestyle. Do they conduct rituals and ceremonies? Yes, but these rituals are meant for self-expression, emotional release, and focusing on personal goals. Black clothing and candles are often used during rituals, though more for aesthetic reasons than as sacred elements. For many people, the Church of Satan is associated with occultism, sacrifices, and worship of evil. This is a misconception, as the organization adheres to atheistic views and does not practice violence. In the 1980s, a wave of fear known as the Satanic Panic swept across the United States. It was fueled by false accusations of crimes allegedly committed by Satanists. This period gave rise to many myths about the Church of Satan. During this time, members of the Church of Satan actively appeared in the media to refute these false allegations of criminal activity. As a result, the FBI published an official report debunking all theories of criminal conspiracy from that period. Today, the organization communicates actively with the world through the internet and publications. The current high priest of the Church of Satan is Peter Gilmore. Interestingly, the Church of Satan does not take advantage of the tax-exempt status granted to religious organizations. Instead, it advocates for all churches in the United States to be taxed. The church also promotes the adoption of the social principle of responsibility to the responsible as an official standard. So, the Church of Satan is not a religion in the traditional sense. It is a philosophy of freedom, individualism, and rational thinking. They do not worship the devil, practice sacrifices, or promote immorality. Instead, they encourage taking responsibility for one's life, accepting oneself, and embracing one's desires. What do you think? Can such a philosophy coexist with other religions? And would you like to learn more about the image of Satan as a symbol in history and culture? Let us know in the comments, give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And remember, knowledge is power.